Imagine a winter morning in rural Amish country. The snow is falling softly, blanketing the fields in a thick, quiet layer. The world outside feels still, almost frozen in time, with nothing but the sound of the wind whispering through the bare trees. The air is crisp and biting, enough to send a chill right through you. But inside an Amish home, it's a different story. As the cold settles in outside, the warmth within isn't from a modern gas furnace or electric heater. Instead, it comes from something much older, something that's been passed down for generations, rooted in the heart of Amish tradition. So, how do they manage to stay warm in the dead of winter without the modern luxuries of gas or electricity? In a world where most of us depend on central heating and the hum of electric power to keep us cozy, the Amish live by a different set of rules. For centuries, they've relied on techniques that are remarkably simple, yet incredibly effective, methods that have stood the test of time. No gadgets, no grids, no reliance on fossil fuels, just resourcefulness and respect for nature. In this video, we'll take you inside an Amish home to show you how they've been keeping warm long before anyone thought to invent a thermostat. And trust me, what you'll find will change the way you think about heating your home forever. The Amish are a community that lives outside the reach of modern conveniences. Known for their simple, off-the-grid lifestyle, they follow a set of values that prioritize self-sufficiency, community, and a deep, unwavering connection to nature. In an age where technology dominates nearly every aspect of our daily lives, the Amish continue to thrive in ways that may seem foreign, even outdated, to many of us. Yet, their way of life is anything but simple. It is a reflection of deep resourcefulness, hard work, and a deep respect for the land and the generations that came before them. While their lifestyle might appear quiet, even old-fashioned to some, it's rooted in a very modern understanding of sustainability. The Amish have perfected the art of living in harmony with their environment, making the most of what they have without relying on the luxuries most of us take for granted. Their homes, farms, and entire communities operate on principles that are often more sustainable than the high-tech solutions many of us rely on. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most fascinating aspects of Amish life, how they keep their homes warm during the harshest winters, without the help of gas, electricity, or modern technology. You might be surprised to learn that their methods aren't just about survival. They're a testament to an enduring way of life that's grounded in sustainable living. From the humble wood stove to the ingenious use of passive solar heating, the Amish have developed a variety of methods that keep their homes cozy even when the cold winds howl outside. Let's take a closer look at how the Amish stay warm, not just physically, but in ways that reflect their deep-rooted values of simplicity, sustainability, and community. Wood stoves. One of the most iconic ways the Amish heat their homes is through wood stoves. These stoves are not just practical tools, they are a central part of Amish life. In the winter, the warmth they provide is more than just a comfort, it's a necessity. For the Amish, these stoves are deeply connected to their way of living, serving as symbols of both independence and sustainability. For generations, the Amish have relied on wood from their own land, cutting and stacking it during the warmer months in preparation for the cold of winter. This practice of using firewood dates back to the early days of Amish settlement in America, long before modern heating systems were ever a thought. In fact, many Amish homes are built with the idea that the stove will be the primary source of heat, so their homes are designed to optimize the distribution of warmth throughout the rooms. It's a method that's both practical and time-tested, relying on natural resources, hard work, and a deep respect for the environment. Let me introduce you to Samuel, an Amish farmer from Lancaster County. Every autumn, when the first crisp mist of fall starts to settle into the air, Samuel begins the long process of preparing firewood for the winter ahead. "It's not just about heating the house," Samuel says with a gentle smile as he sharpens his axe. "It's about survival, comfort, and tradition." For Samuel, cutting wood isn't a chore, it's an act of care for his family, a way of honoring his heritage, and a responsibility that he takes on with pride. Imagine Samuel, out in the woods, the autumn leaves crunching under his boots as he carefully selects fallen trees. The smell of fresh cut wood fills the air, and the steady rhythm of his axe is a familiar sound that marks the changing season. As the months pass, Samuel will spend hours stacking the wood, neatly piling it into the barn, making sure it's well seasoned and ready to burn when the first snow falls. The preparation is a ritual passed down from father to son, one that links the present with generations past. Now, picture an Amish home on a bitterly cold evening, the wind howling outside, but inside it's warm and inviting. The crackling sound of the wood stove fills the air, its orange glow dancing across the room, casting a soft light on the faces of the family gathered around. The rich, comforting smell of burning oak lingers in the air, a scent that speaks of warmth, home, and hard work. The family, all bundled in simple, handmade clothes, gathers around the stove, enjoying the heat that seems to wrap around them like a blanket. It's not just a place to get warm, it's where the family comes together, where stories are shared, and where the rhythm of daily life slows down just enough to savor the moment. The wood stove, a symbol of both tradition and necessity, is at the heart of this cozy, peaceful world. In the Amish way of life, heating their homes with wood isn't just a practical choice, it's a way to stay connected to the land, to their ancestors, and to the rhythms of the seasons. It's a simple, but profoundly meaningful way of living that continues to serve them well, year after year. Insulation and building techniques. Amish homes are known for their sturdy construction, a quality that stands out, especially during the harsh winter months. While many homes today rely on modern insulation materials, Amish homes have long been built with thick, solid walls that naturally keep the warmth inside, even when the temperatures outside dip to bone-chilling lows. These homes are designed to not only stand the test of time but to also be highly efficient when it comes to retaining heat. The Amish have always had a deep respect for the materials they use to build their homes. For generations, they've turned to natural resources like brick, stone, and wood, materials that are not only durable but also local to their surroundings. This connection to the land is an essential part of the Amish way of life. When it comes to construction, the Amish prefer to use what's readily available, ensuring that the materials are both sustainable and long-lasting. Each stone, each piece of wood, is chosen with care, as the homes are designed to be both beautiful and functional, with an emphasis on keeping the elements out and the warmth in. Let me take you to Sarah, an Amish woman who grew up in a home nestled in the hills of Pennsylvania. As a child, Sarah would sit by the fire in the living room, watching the flames flicker and dance in the stove. She recalls how the thick stone walls of the house seemed to hold the warmth long after the fire had gone out. "When the wind howls outside, it's still warm inside," Sarah says with a smile, as if she can still feel the comfort of that warmth wrapping around her. The stone walls, so solid and well-built, had a unique ability to absorb heat from the stove and release it slowly over time. It was as if the house itself became a part of the family's rhythm, breathing in the heat during the day and releasing it back into the rooms at night. This insulation, born from the choice of natural materials and meticulous craftsmanship, allowed Sarah and her family to stay warm even on the coldest nights. In the dead of winter, when snow piled up against the windows and the wind rattled the wooden shutters, their home was an oasis of comfort, a safe haven where the cold was kept at bay. It wasn't just the stove that kept them warm, it was the house itself, built to retain the heat, to shield them from the elements, and to create a space where the family could gather, share meals, and spend time together without the fear of the chill creeping in. For Sarah, this connection to the home she grew up in runs deep. The walls of her childhood house were more than just bricks and stones. They were a testament to the Amish way of life, a life that values endurance, simplicity, and a strong bond with nature. The careful building techniques used to construct Amish homes are not just about staying warm during winter. They are a reflection of the values that guide the Amish community: sustainability, hard work, and respect for the earth. It's clear that the Amish approach to construction is about much more than just function. It's about creating a home that can withstand the tests of time and the challenges of the seasons, all while staying true to their tradition of using what nature provides. The result is a home that isn't just a shelter, it's a warm, enduring space that brings the family together, even when the world outside is frozen and harsh. Passive solar heating. The Amish are masters of using natural resources wisely. Their entire way of life is built around a deep understanding of the land and its rhythms, and this includes how they keep their homes warm in winter. One of the most innovative, yet simple, ways the Amish use nature to their advantage is through passive solar heating. It's a technique that harnesses the power of the sun to provide warmth to their homes, especially in the cold months when sunlight is in short supply. Many Amish homes are designed with this principle in mind. The layout of the house, the positioning of the windows, and even the materials used in construction are all carefully considered to maximize the sun's natural warmth. Large south-facing windows are a common feature, designed to catch the sun's rays as it arcs across the sky. This direct sunlight pours into the house, warming the interior naturally. The beauty of passive solar heating is that it doesn't require any complex technology. It's simply about designing the home in a way that makes the most of what's available. As the sun shines through these windows, the heat is absorbed by the stone or brick walls, which act as natural thermal mass. These materials soak up the warmth during the day and slowly release it into the house as temperatures drop at night. Even when the air outside is bitterly cold, the home remains warm, as the stored heat from the sun continues to radiate through the rooms. It's a slow, steady warmth that feels natural, like the sun itself is holding the house in a gentle embrace. Imagine a sunny winter afternoon in an Amish home. The family has gathered near the large south-facing windows, basking in the warmth of the sunlight. The cold outside feels like a distant memory as the warmth of the sun fills the room. The windows are wide, allowing the full force of the sunlight to pour in, but there's no rush. The heat comes in slowly, gradually warming the stone floors and wooden furniture. Even as the winds howl outside, the house feels alive with the warmth of the sun, as though it's a living thing, responding to the changing light of the day. This method is something that young families like the Martins have learned to embrace. They built their home just a few years ago, carefully positioning it to capture the best sunlight. "We knew that in the winter, sunlight could be a gift," says Rachel Martin, a young Amish mother. "So, we designed the house to let it in as much as possible. It's a part of our daily rhythm now, waiting for the sun to fill the house with warmth. It's not just a way to stay warm, but a way to live in harmony with nature." The Martins' home, with its expansive windows and thick stone walls, is a perfect example of how the Amish have combined traditional construction with sustainable living practices. During the winter months, when the sun is low in the sky, the warmth it brings through those windows is enough to take the chill off the house, often reducing their need for extra heating throughout the day. The cost of heating is lower, and the family can enjoy the sunshine as it pours into their home, all while feeling the deep connection to the earth and the cycles of nature that is such a core part of the Amish way of life. For the Amish, using the sun's power isn't just a practical solution, it's a way to live in balance with the environment, a reminder that even in the coldest months, there are natural forces at work that can bring warmth, comfort, and a sense of peace. The homes they build aren't just shelters, they're an extension of their values, designed to respect the land, harness its resources, and provide a sustainable way of life for generations to come. The importance of community and sharing resources. While individual Amish homes rely on their own heating systems to stay warm through the winter, the sense of community among the Amish plays a crucial role in ensuring that no one is left out in the cold. The Amish way of life is built around the principle of mutual aid, helping each other not out of obligation, but out of a deep, shared understanding that the well-being of one person is the well-being of the whole community. Neighbors help neighbors, not just with physical tasks but with resources too. Firewood, for example, is a valuable commodity in Amish communities. While families generally cut their own wood, it's not uncommon for neighbors to step in and lend a hand when a family is struggling to gather enough. The Amish know that in times of need, sharing what they have is not only a kindness but a vital part of their way of life. They understand that it's not just about surviving winter, it's about supporting each other and creating a network of care that binds them together. Take Levi, for example. Levi is a carpenter in his small Amish community, a man who has spent his life building and fixing homes for others. But his true craftsmanship lies in the way he builds relationships. "We all have each other's backs," Levi says, leaning against a pile of freshly chopped wood, his breath visible in the crisp winter air. "When one of us is cold, we all feel it. In Levi's eyes, warmth isn't just something that comes from a stove or a fire, it's something that's shared between people. If one family runs low on firewood, or if the elderly need help with their chores, the whole community comes together to lend a hand. Levi remembers a time when his own family was in need. The winter of 2010 was particularly harsh, with snow piling up for weeks and the cold cutting through the thickest of walls. His family had prepared well, but a late snowstorm caught them by surprise, and the firewood they had worked so hard to gather was running low. Levi, as the father, felt a heavy burden to make sure his family stayed warm, but he knew that he couldn't do it alone. Without hesitation, his neighbors began to help. The Fisher family, just down the road, brought over a load of firewood, more than enough to get through the rest of the winter. Then, the Stoltzfus family came by with their sleigh, loaded with supplies from their own barn. They stayed for a hot meal, shared stories by the fire, and left with nothing more than a promise to return the favor when needed. That's how the Amish approach winter, with a spirit of shared responsibility. It's not just about one family's survival, it's about the survival of everyone. The importance of community in the Amish lifestyle isn't just about physical help. It's an emotional connection, a deep-rooted bond that ensures no one faces hardship alone. It's in the small, everyday acts of kindness, whether it's a neighbor coming by to check if your fire is burning strong enough, or a friend offering extra blankets when the temperatures dip. In these moments, the coldest of winters are made warmer by the presence of people who truly care for each other. In this way, the Amish turn the challenges of winter into opportunities for deeper connection. The practical side of heating their homes, from cutting firewood to stoking the stove, is just as much about strengthening relationships as it is about staying warm. It's a reminder that the warmth that comes from the fire is nothing compared to the warmth that comes from the heart. And for the Amish, it's a lesson that extends far beyond the cold months. Community and sharing resources are at the very core of their way of life. So, while many of us depend on gas or electricity for warmth, the Amish show us that it's possible to stay warm without relying on modern technology. Through their resourcefulness, time-honored traditions, and the strong bonds of community, they've found ways to not only survive the harshest winters but to thrive in them. From the crackling heat of wood stoves to the sun's natural warmth captured by passive solar heating, their methods reflect a deep respect for nature and a commitment to sustainability. These practices do more than just keep their homes cozy. They preserve a way of life that honors the land, the seasons, and the people they live alongside. In an age where convenience often trumps sustainability, the Amish remind us that there's much to be learned from their simple, purposeful way of life. They live with intention, with respect for the earth and each other, and they've built a world where warmth comes not just from a furnace, but from community, tradition, and connection. In a world full of noise, they've found warmth in the quiet. And perhaps, in that quiet, there's a lesson we can all embrace. If you enjoyed learning about how the Amish stay warm without electricity or gas, hit that like button. It really helps us out, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think we could learn something from the Amish way of life? Leave a comment below, and let's chat. And if you want to dive deeper into Amish culture and traditions, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos where we explore the fascinating world of Amish farming, craftsmanship, and lifestyle. There's so much more to discover about their unique and sustainable way of life. See you in the next video.